digital age where technology continues to reshape the world around us, it is imperative that we engage in meaningful discussions and deliberations on the potential and challenges of the digital revolution. I will take a moment to welcome our esteemed speaker, Shri Chanchal Shekhar, IPS Additional DG, State Crime Record Bureau, Madhya Pradesh, and our director, Shri Rajneesh Kumar, currently leading Capacity Building and Finance Division in National E-Governance Division. Without further ado, may I please request our director, Shri Rajneesh Kumar, to kindly open the platform for everyone with his introductory remarks. Sir, over to you, please.
Yeah. Thank you, Puneet. First of all, a very warm welcome morning to all the esteemed dignitaries present in the webinar, and especially Shri Chanchal Shekhar sir, who's speaker for the day, and all the attendees of the webinar and NGD team. On behalf of NGD, I would like to welcome all of you to this second session of Digital India Dialogues in the series called Innovative Digital Solutions by the Government. And the topic for today is e-Vivechna app. And no one else better than Chanchal Shekhar sir who can tell us about this. So the whole idea of the Digital India Dialogues is to give you insights on how technology can be utilized to establish fast, just, and transparent governance mechanisms for the benefit of citizens at large. And I would now request Chanchal Shekhar sir to throw some light on how this e-Vivechna is helping in performing the transparent working of police and giving credibility to the most important work of investigation and policing. Over to you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Chanchal sir, for making it happen today. Sir, may I please take a moment to introduce you?
Sure.
Shri Chanchal Shekhar is an IPS officer of 1995 batch of Madhya Pradesh cadre. He served as Superintendent of Police in districts Shivpuri, Narsinghpur, Chhatarpur, Dhar, and Bhind. On being promoted to the rank of DIG, he moved on central deputation to SSB. During deputation, he held important charges as DIG operations in SSB headquarters in New Delhi and Srinagar and IG Frontier Patna. He also served as IG Rewa Zone MP on his promotion as Additional Director General of Police in the year 2021. He was posted in State Crime Records Bureau, Bhopal. During his career, he has been awarded the Police Medal for Gallantry in the year 2009 for his courageous act of arresting the SIMI activists. He is also a recipient of the President Medal for Meritorious Police Services in the year 2012. As Additional Director General of Police, SCRB Bhopal, Shri Shekhar took initiative to develop the e-Vivechna app in Madhya Pradesh Police. This initiative has already caught the eye of various stakeholders of criminal justice system like MHA, Honorable Courts, NIC, and NCRB. e-Vivechna app of MP Police have been awarded FICCI Smart Policing Award 2022 under the Crime Investigation and Prosecution category, Scotch Award 2022 in e-Governance, and the prestigious Digital India Initiation of METI also felicitated him with Digital India Award 2022 under the Digital Initiative at Grassroots Level category. We welcome you again, sir, and request you to please take over the session.
Thank you very much, Puneet, for a very elaborate and generous introduction. I once again extend my warm good morning to Mr. Rajneesh Kumar, Director, NEGD, the entire team of the Ministry of Information Technology and Electronics, all the viewers present today, although I'm not able to see any of you, but I'm told that more than 85, around 100 participants have joined in line. This is the beauty of the electronic platform, that without much effort, we are able to share knowledge among ourselves. Please share my PPT. Okay. So next slide. Every year, all the police forces of all the state, they have a annual conclave called the DGP IGP conclave. Honorable PM, in his opening address in Guwahati DGP conference, enunciated the concept of smart policing. SMART stands for strict but sensitive, modern and mobile police, alert and accountable, reliable and responsive, techno-savvy and trend. T stands for techno-savvy and trend. Almost all these parameters were existing in the police organization to a limited extent. But after this thrust of the Honorable Prime Minister, we have, all the states have taken a leap forward in introducing these parameters to a higher level, and especially in case of technology and training, I must say. Next. So, as you know that the CCTNS, Crime and Criminal Tracking Network System, it's a centrally administered, designed module application by Government of India, NCRB, National Crime Records Bureau. This is a very overarching platform to which aims to digitize the police working from Thana level to the higher officers level, and all the works, all the tasks performed by police, they are to be digitized. It started in 2016, and since then, the Madhya Pradesh, I can say that it started, went live in July 2016, and since then all the FIRs, general diary, they are saved in digital form, and the data is readily available in form of reports in whichever format we want. I told you it aims to digitize the police working. It also aims to bridge the gap between citizen and police in a manner that we see in other areas like the e-commerce or the IRCTC or other service providers of the government. Police is also a major service provider of the government, and there should be no gap between the citizen and the police services. They should be able to utilize it. So we are providing some of the benefits like character verification forms, tenant verification, missing persons, elderly persons registration, so on and so forth. So use of CCTNS was earlier till 2022 was limited only in storage, in digitization and storage of data, and culling out a report at different intervals, say for parliamentary questions, Vidhan Sabha questions in the state, and other things like basically the data part. And the data entry was done mainly by the police station staff who were dealing with the CCTNS. The structure is like this: one server and 3 clients. This is a very this is working well. Next. So we in Madhya Pradesh Police, my team, my AIG, my ASP, we thought that we should introduce something more than this. All the other states are doing something or the other on the database which is available in the CCTNS, like taking out the report of 10 most wanted criminal in a district, top 100 criminals of the state, like this. The searching of history seekers on the go. These were available. These are even available now. But I must say that anything so far the public use or the people interface was not there. The use of CCTNS was basically limited to the 4 walls of the police station, and the people were not aware. Not even the police officer had this vision that it can be used for something on the scene of crime on the road. So we thought that the investigating officers should be aided with some technological aid so as to conduct real-time on-the-spot investigation in case of any crime is reported in his jurisdiction. He will go, he has been provided with a tablet preloaded with this e-Vivechna app. We'll come to the salient features in due course. And when the SHO gets a FIR, he has to further distribute it for investigation among his different IOs. So he sends to a particular IO, the IO visits the scene of crime, he meets the people, he takes the photograph, videograph, statement of victim, other witnesses on the scene of crime. So this develops a sense of what you call trust, that my statement, my photo, these are all being preserved for future investigation. Number one. Not only this, these evidence so collected, they are in front of the complainant, no doubt, and photo, videos, evidences are geotagged on the, because they once submitted, they get stored in that particular FIR or investigation of that FIR called the case diary, and they cannot be tempered subsequently. They are time stamped also, they are temper proof. So I'll come to what advantage we have got from this particular thing, but these things are performed on the scene of crime. This has eliminated the subjectivity and human error, like putting on wrong timing, putting on wrong date, and submitting in some other case, like the photographs. Earlier they were collected taken by the FSL teams. The hard print used to come after, say, around 10 days. They maybe that one set of photographs meant for one crime, scene of crime, could have been attached with different scene of crime. These are common errors that take place. So this has been eliminated now, since he is working on that particular crime. So it will be submitted in that particular head only. Further, there were hardly any tools for fixing any accountability of the IOs, so for their performance, how many cases are pending with them. And although crime meetings are held regularly, but only the SHO visits this, attends this crime meeting, and the IO's evaluation is at different level. And digitization of investigation process, in the long run, we will have enough data so as to know how the things are going on. Next. So in this e-Vivechna app, we have the three modules. One is the case diary module, filling of case diary details directly from the scene of crime. Earlier, the case was that the evidences, photo, videos, and other statements were taken on the scene of crime. The IOs used to return to this police station, take one general diary number, which is very mandatory, that to start with your writing of case diary, you need to have a general diary. Now he can fetch this GD number from the scene of crime only and enter his opinion about what investigation he has done today. The second module is the photography, videography module. I told you all this timestamp, geostamp, and linked to the different respective FIRs and cannot be tampered. The third is the crime detail forms. The NCRB CCTNS has 7 crime details forms, IIF 1 to IIF 7. 1 to 5 is 1 to 4 is related to police. 1 to 5 you can call it GD, FIR, seizures, japti, chalan, all this. And 5 and 6 or 7, it is related to the court, like disposal by the court, and so on and so forth. Next. This is the flow chart, the registration of FIR, the assigning of IOs from for the investigation by the SHO, e-Vivechna app provided to the IOs. This is transmitted to them. They visit the scene of crime, they go through the detail, visit the scene of crime, fill the crime detail form, fill the case diary, videograph, whatever action they perform on a particular day or a time, it is captured in that particular module. And further, after on completion of the investigation, it is submitted to the SHO, and the final report is generated through this app and submitted to the court along with all the documents, all the photographs, videographs, And we have a system of getting it verified from the prosecution also, whether there is any lacuna in the investigation, whether the evidences are strong enough for the case to be prosecuted in the court of law or challaned in the court of law. So it is given electronically to the prosecution department. It's an independent department under the government, and then the challans are given to the court. And from the court registration number is generated and submitted to our CCTNS. Next, please. So you can see we have government rail police stations. These I have seen this e-Vivechna app being very effective in railway police, because railways, the scene of crime is the railway bogie, and it is constantly moving. And earlier, when any case used to happen inside a train, the passengers used to had to delink his journey or break his journey and then report the thing to the railway police, and the railway police used to go ahead with this thing. Now it can be everything can be performed then and there itself, is one thing, and on the scene of crime. So in case of moving scene of crime also, it's important. Even in case of static scene of crime, it develops more trust towards the working of the police. Next. So people demand that their cases should be investigated by IOs who have tabs. We have provided around 1,700, 1,800 tablets to the IOs, and e-Vivechna app is loaded on these tabs, and they are opened by the CCTNS ID created for each IO of the state. Next, please. So what we have after all this, we see that the police working, which was hitherto very kind of a secret kind of a thing, and people, even the victim, could not know what is going on, what action has been performed and all. This has become more transparent. All evidences, photo, videos, there is statements. If they give their statements in Hindi by using Google voice to text facility, these are converted to into script, Hindi script, and they are typed, are captured. They are entered in CCTNS in real time from the scene of crime itself. They are linked to the respective FIRs which can be retrieved by the Honorable Court during the trial. They are tamper-proof, I told you, and geotagged and time-stamped. Actually, the entire police proceedings in the past were subject to a lot of scrutinies. So far, the standard question of the courts and the defense counsel were that when did you get receive the time of occurrence, the information about this crime, who entered it first, how did this IO came to know about, how and when this, through which means this IO, this particular IO, say Ram Singh, came to know about this crime. When did he start from the police station? When did he reach that destination? Say it's 10 kilometers or 20 kilometers away. So what time, how much time has been taken by him to reach there, and so on and so forth. So timing and your presence in that particular spot and in front of whom was the main area in which questions and scrutiny were received in the court of law during that trial. Now, due to all this time stamping and geo-stamping and the actual time taken to travel to that particular distance, these are all, since you will be doing one thing at a time. So whenever you will do that particular thing and submit it, your time will be locked. You do another task, your time is locked. So it's a natural flow of according to the time, which cannot be tempered. So I'll just narrate you one incident that after that. Earlier attachments, videos, and case diaries were done in different agencies, resulting in exchange of this thing I told you. It's also acting as a force multiplier in the sense that Supposing earlier there's a highway going through a police station area. So earlier, if the accidents were taking place in that 70 kilometers long highway stretch, then all the FIRs, all the cases were registered with the longitude and latitude of the police station where the police station was located. So the heat map, for any this thing, future planning and road accident safety measures planning and all, so heat map used to be concentrated in and around the police station. And now due to this, I'll just show you the difference. This is the earlier case that you can see. It's a Bhopal का एक कौन सा थाना है? हाँ, it's a Tatya Tope Nagar police station of Bhopal. So you can see earlier the heat map is that Thana building, because the geotagging was not there. Now, after this geotagging, you can see the actual spots being covered. So if it is a case of accident, we can focus on this particular stretch of these two stretches in those, and you can know the timing also, which is the time of accident. Is it during the 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock during the school, when the schools and all this closes, or is it during the evening time? So you can plan, and this planning can be much more fruitful. You have chain snatching, you have loots on the highways. So what is the time? Where is the place? So it can take you to that particular gang also, which is committing it, because the gang has a pattern of doing it. So next is the speedy investigation. Obviously, nothing is left to this thing, the wishes of the IO, that you go for holiday and then come from that and you start this and that. So everything is to be is done in a final format. No rough work is there. No rough kacha work on the spot and then come and then sit and then make your mood that today I'll write this diary and that's that. No, whatever you have to do it there itself. The case diary details can be filled from the scene of crime. I told you, by fetching the general diary automatically. It is in sync with the CCTNS through the network, so it is possible. Next. These tabs have been provided to very limited number, though we have around 26,000 IUs, those are police officers who are interested with the task of performing investigation work. So we will be extending it in due course of time. It has been developed by our system integrator, Madhya Pradesh State Electronic Development Corporation. They are on board with us since last 2.5 years. Brainstorming at various levels, because you see, you have to have a problem statement first, and then the problem statement, and then the various processes which include in your normal working now, and how they can be digitized. So we held a series of meetings with the junior officers, the field officers, the IOs, those who maintain their diaries. We listened to them, that what are the changes required. We created scene of crime. So this cannot be done in a dummy manner on the real CCTNS platform, because it will we will end up in having, if 10 cases are there, we'll end up in having 10 cases in CCTNS. So we can't afford this. So we created dummy scene of crime, and replica data were used to do all this. So one was for the murder, the one was for the loot, the other was for this chori and housebreaking accident. So, and we have prepared a flow chart, or a what you call checklist of what is to be done in each of these crimes. So these, all the investigation and the way we proceed is different from one to the other. So we have this thing. So our system integrator was there. Right now we have covered 429 police stations in a limited manner out of 1,110. It's around a bigger five tablets in each police stations we have given, almost. We have imparted operational and hands-on training to more than 4,000 IOs, and we keep on, since we have the this dashboard that who is performing how, and we come to know that which tab is being used very excellently and which is being used not that optimally. So we call them, give hands-off training like that. So we are able to, we identified that around 400 tablets were used just once and never used then. So we have focused on those 400 IOs. And there is no barrier of age that only younger generations will perform better on this tablet. We have seen police personnel who are on the verge of retirement, 60 plus, they are performing it very well. In Madhya Pradesh, we have 62 for the age of retirement for the state cadre employees. So we have seen them performing very well. Till date, we have around 40,000 in just 1.5 years. 2022, we started in January. So in 1.5 years, we have around 40,000 plus cases submitted through this app. Next, please. So obviously, since it's a crime-related matter, anyone, if it is misused, it can cause havoc. So we have security features. IOs can access this thing only through CCTNS credentials only. There's a long form there to fill. And then the CCTNS, so ID is created. The footprints are very clear. Whenever they will open the tab, whatever entry they will do, all these are recorded. So this is we haven't encountered any false entry or any breach or this thing. It's not on the Play Store. We upload it here and then give it to the IOs. CCTNS recognizes the tablets through which the entries are accepted, and IMI bond and CCTNS. Next, please. So, what are the benefits that that we have had by use of this tablet? So, transparent working of police builds trust, and you see the single most parameter that a police is able to function well in the society is through the support of the society. And if you don't have the trust and transparency, so you will not enjoy the trust of the society. So I think the support of the society. So transparent working of police is very important, and which was slightly lacking, I must say. Fast, temper-proof, that with temper-proof investigation, we, the superior supervising officers, have this thing as a satisfaction that this is not temper-proof. No one can temper that piece of evidence once collected. And even the courts are now very reliable, relying on the police investigation because they know that it's the temper-proof. We have given preliminary this thing to the court's honorable judges also, that we are doing it like this. I'll come on to this thing, that e-court monitoring committee of the Honorable Supreme Court. We have a High Court committee also, and the High Court committee has appreciated this e-Vivechna app very extensively. I'll come in the last this thing. Elimination of extraneous influences. You see, the extraneous influences, if at all it comes subsequently, not on that particular day when this case has happened on. So if you have not registered that, locked that particular evidence on that particular day, and if it is in the hard form, it is liable to be extorted, or is liable to be distorted by extraneous influence. So it has negated this kind of a thing. All the written statements, all this I told you, which were a point of concern and scrutiny during the trials, they have been geotagged and temper-proof. Increase in public trust with police, the demand for IOs who have tabs for investigation. Projection of tech-savvy image of police, of course. You see the people moving with a handbag and having a lot of papers, carbon, sitting on somewhere in the village under a tree or this thing, and then doing work. If they don't have this, they just write it roughly and come to police station and do this writing work. online fetching of GD for making GD entry. So the excuse is gone that you have to come to police station for this. Checklist of activities we have provided for various crimes. You can show one of those checklists. So I must acknowledge that this while we had presented our case last year in January for the Digital India Awards, the Honorable Chairman of the panel, Amarnath sir, I never knew him then. After the Digital India Award, we met in this Vigyan Bhavan foyer, and he told that he was the chairman. I thought someone from the NIC was the chairman. So he was the chairman of the committee, and he suggested that you should also have a checklist that FIR sent to court is very important under section 156 CRPC. FIR sent to the higher officers or not. VHF information through radio sets have been sent to control room or not there, because these are the steps which basically locks your information and makes it used to make it tamper-proof in the past. Now, since we are doing it on the tab, so this will negate all this. After the entry of general diary in CCTNS in real-time basis, this scrutiny by the defense counsels, lawyers in the court have reduced drastically, because they know that this cannot be the timing and the number of the general diary cannot be tempered now, since it's centrally in the database national data center of in the Sastri Park of NIC, so it cannot be tempered. So I think all these, whether the information was sent to the court, whether this has been sent to your SP and DSP, whether this is sent to the control, this all will be negated and the questions will not be asked, since we are doing it on the tab. So radio messages sent to all the concerned, statement of complainant recorded or just recorded. So these are this thing, and what he cannot miss anything. So next, mechanism for evaluation of IO's performance can be done by the SP, DSP, whosoever is the supervisory officer. So the courts now is very difficult to meet the requirement, the please the courts and this thing, we had been working on the traditional way. So it receives the authentic investigation through this tab, as evidences are tech footprint supported. It has been supported, it has been appreciated by the Honorable High Court of Madhya Pradesh. The Honorable High Court of Honorable Chief Justice High Court Madhya Pradesh has also issued an order that wherever the signature of victim or the witnesses are required, they can be procured, they can be taken by using e-pen or stylus. For the IOs, we have given them OTP-based, Aadhaar-based authentication and signature facility. But in people in rural areas, not everybody do not have that this thing, speak and spam, that the OTP will come on this particular phone and all that. So the Honorable High Court has supported and issued directions for stylus use for this. Courts can easily access the photographs, videographs directly from the whole from the application and form an holistic opinion about this. And they are in that particular. You see the videos. There's a lot of cases in which the victims are turning hostile, especially in rape cases, because of extraneous reason, because of various pressures. On the day of the incident, they make a lot of public pressure, hue and cry that this thing has occurred with them. But subsequently, you see the society has many tangents. So subsequently, they turn hostile in the court of law. So if we can show them the videos that what kind of pressure they had on that particular, there's no, they allege the police that पुलिस ने उनसे जबरदस्ती ये ऐसा स्टेटमेंट लिख करके, उन्हें ऐसा बोला नहीं पर ऐसा रिपोर्ट लिख दिया है. तो with once they see these videos, they can the courts can make an opinion that she is making a false declaration now, which is not true, seen in those videos. Cases of victims and witnesses turning hostile. This is what I've told you, and they can be proceeded also for reporting a wrong case or turning hostile in the court of law. Next. So some procurement of challenges, I think the heading is missing. These are the scalability and adaptability. Procurement of more tablets. I told you the state government has agreed to provide all the IOs with similar tablets, around 25,000 of them, and the process, it's in the process. Enhancement of app by adding, I told you 1, 2 forms we are doing, 3 and 4 form, arrest and seizure. Arrest, we have started arrest form, and seizures and arrest, they are to be just deployed live. At the moment, these 2 forms are filled and pic is taken and uploaded from the scene of crime or from wherever the arrest takes place. Development of different search module like accused, missing person, and all this. Based on the CCTNS data, we'll do it. Integration with national portals like NAFIS and ICGS. NAFIS, you must know, that's a very path-breaking initiative of Government of India called the National Automated Fingerprint Information System. It's a country-wide network of fingerprint database through the use of which any random fingerprint can be searched on that particular database live from the scanner or from a print taken from the scene of crime. So what does it do? You see, all these crimes, especially the money related crime, property related crime like chori, loot, dakati, and all this kind of theft, simple housebreaking, lurking, trespass, all these are crimes that are perpetuated through the habits and nature of a person. If a person starts this thing at the age of 14 or 15, he is likely to continue with this particular trait till the end of his life, unless something very drastic takes place with his mindset. And we have some mythological stories about it also, but it rarely happens. So once he's arrested, say at the age of 20, 14 to 20, he was going scot-free. 20, he has been arrested. A fingerprint has been taken. It is stored in the database of the national database and the prison database. We use all this national and prison database and search this. And I must tell you that NAFIS has been started in just, I think, 16 months ago. NAFIS has been made live, and Madhya Pradesh has detected 429 cases of housebreaking, thefts, unidentified dead bodies, and so by the use of NAFIS. And you would be astonished to know that what kind of boundaries we are traversing while this thing. So just to make it more clear, the first case of NAFIS was detected in the state of Goa. A tourist booked a hotel, stayed there, and while checking out, took some valuables of that hotel along with himself, some pieces of painting, arts, and whatever like that. So he had left the fingerprint on the glass, bottle, fridge, door handles, and like that. It was fed in the national database, and he happened to be somewhere in Madhya Pradesh, some district of Madhya Pradesh. Just see, is it possible by any effort that you have the database of Madhya Pradesh in Goa? Even if you have it, is it possible for a human effort to check from the All India database? It is not possible. So this thing was accomplished there. So every day we are having detection of criminals with this fingerprint from across, from the interstate, from the other states, from the other districts, and from the other areas also. It's like that. And ICGS is Interoperable Criminal Justice System. It's a search portal designed for all the 5 pillars of criminal justice system, like the police, courts, prosecution, forensics, and the prisons. They can use the relevant searches based on the entries performed by the other pillars. It is depending on their the matrix has been designed as per their requirements only. Next. So Digital India Awards and all this have been told. Many states like Punjab, Haryana, they have UP, Bihar, Jharkhand, all these Karnataka. I also happen to know that the Honorable High Court of Karnataka, they have passed an order that all these work of investigation, we have not shared our PPT or idea with the before we shared with Karnataka Police. The Honorable High Court of Karnataka came up with passed an order that all these working of police should be made digitized, and it should be like that. So I was really astonished to see that the way we thought and developed this app, the Honorable Judge has visualized it independently in that particular form. And I must confess also that in some of the areas, the recommendation of Honorable Judge is much more refined and overarching, much more refined than the e-Vivechna app, which we are trying to do in our next 2.0. Thank you so much, Rajneesh. Now we can take some questions also. I have my colleague Pranjali also joining, and she will also assist me in taking questions. Pranjali, you can come and join.
Thank you, sir. That was a very comprehensive presentation on the e-Vivechna app. And there is no doubt that with all the features explained by you, this app has led to an increase in the trust of the honorable courts in the police investigations. So we do have some questions that have been shared by the participants. I'll start taking up the questions one by one. So the first question we have received is from Ms. Parul. She happens to ask, have we tried to work out the ROI, return of investment, of the implemented project?
I'll take up this. Okay. You see, Ms. Parul seems to be from some corporate background. So we do not calculate the return of investment much, but we see that in the larger interest of the public or the criminal justice system, if this project is like that, and if it has not taken off in the manner which we have envisaged, then it will definitely, if it is of help, it will definitely take off in that particular manner and give the due return to the government and the society in due course of time. But I must say that these 1800 tablets were purchased for altogether different purpose. They were sent to SCRB for batching and just see that how they can be used. So me and Pranjali, we thought that we should not send these blank tablets to the police stations so as to make misuse and all this kind of thing and view YouTube and all. So we'll do something and make it more useful, and so we developed this app. So what is the cost of the government? The cost of to the government is the cost of the tablets. So 1700 tablets we had, whatever the cost is there, and mainly the cost of development. The MP SEDC, which is our system integrator, is already on board for a particular amount of rupees for each year for smooth functioning of CCTNS, development of applications and new functionalities, development of new reports. This is there. So I must say that apart from the cost of the tab, we have not incurred any additional cost for this particular thing, number one. Subsequently, when the government finances these 25,000 additional taps, then we will have a major chunk of government investment coming to this. And cost to benefit, we have reduced the paperwork, but the cost of the reduced paper will never compensate with the investment put in this particular thing. So we do not consider it. I think the trust of the people with the transparent working through the tab, trust of the courts on the sensitive work of investigation is carried to honestly and tamper-proof work. Number three, the way the heat maps are generated, and if we can analyze it well and prevent any future murder or crime or robbery, I think that would be much, much more than what we have gained through the paperwork and speedy trial and all that. So I'm definitely pretty sure that in the long run, we will not only achieve this return on investment so far the financial part is concerned, but we will move far ahead in terms of accumulated benefits to the organization and society.
Absolutely, sir. Very well put forward, sir. So we have another question. After e-Vivechna, has police stopped maintaining physical case diary?
Yeah, actually, this is a trial run. We have started with 1,732 tablets only. So both the older process and the e-Vivechna investigation through tablet, we are following both parallelly, but we have sent proposal for procurement of more tablets to the government. And as soon as all the IOs will have tablets, we'll try to do all the investigation from the scene of crime directly through the tablets. But as of now, it is we are having both the procedures together.
Thank you, ma'am. Next question we have is, how do you ensure security of the fingerprints of the individuals as it relates to privacy of the individual?
You see, fingerprints of not all the citizens are taken by police. The police obtains and stores the fingerprint of only those individuals who are arrested in a particular set of crimes. I have told you that what is this set of crime? This set of crime is the property offenses, murder and 420 cheating kind of things. And not all, like in road accident, we don't. In simple marpeat, we don't. In apharan kind of thing, we don't. So kidnapping and this, no. Where we take it, there's a set of out of 514 odd IPC sections. There are, I think, less than 30 to 35 sections only, in which we take fingerprint as per the state manual. Number one. Number two, these fingerprints are again taken when a person is convicted by the court of law. He's sent to the jail. Number two. So in a population of around 8 crores of Madhya Pradesh, we have only 12 lakhs of fingerprints. So it must be clear that not all citizens have to give their fingerprints. Number one. If we integrate it with ICGS, the fingerprint, however, the fingerprint of any person can be searched from the database. So the searching those fingerprints which are searched, they will not be stored in the database. It can only be searched. It is just like Aadhaar. Aadhaar, you have millions and crores of fingerprints, and all these internet service providers or SIM providers, they just authenticate you by searching your fingerprint with the Aadhaar database. So we'll just search it, and police does not use, police is rather not entitled to use Aadhaar database. we search from our state database of the stored fingerprints, and maybe from similarly stored fingerprints across the country in the different states, we do it. Searching is not searching is as per law. Storing is also as per law.
Thank you, sir. So we have a question from the Joint Director from CDAC Hyderabad. Does this application has any language compatibility so that it can be extended to other states, especially states that are non-Hindi speaking?
So basically, this is an extension of the CCTNS CAS application, which has been given from NCRB to us. And every state has CCTNS, their own CCTNS on which they do all the police work. So they can integrate the software with their own CAS application, and whatever language they are using, they can use it on their tablets also.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, we have another question. Is there any planned roadmap to implement it across India, including state central police departments?
We have shared it with NCRB.
We have shared it with our actually National Crime Record Bureau. And CCTNS has been provided to all these states through NCRB. And NCRB also conduct a program at the end of every year, sharing of good practices with all these states. So in that conference also, we have shared e-Vivechna app to all these states, and many states have approached us also, and they are also working on this. So through NCRB, we have shared it to all these states.
Ma'am, does this application work on both iOS and Android?
As of now, we have provided tablets which are Android. And it is working on those tablets which we have provided, because it is IMEI machine bound. It cannot be opened on any phone or any other tablet or any other machine. So right now it is on Android.
One more question. What is the size of the team managing the current system?
What is the size of? Your voice is breaking.
What is the size of the ma'am, available now?
Yes, yes.
Please repeat it.
The question is
No, not audible.
the size of the team.
Puneet ma'am, your voice is breaking. We're not able to hear you.
इसमें सो कर सकते हैं एक्सेप्शनली गुड इसको भी ये सुनो यू कैन टेक सबको स्क्रॉल कर करके ले लिया पुनीत मैम अगर उसे लिख दें या उसको हाईलाइट कर दें क्वेश्चंस को व्हाट इज द साइज ऑफ वी कैन size of the file, folder, data.
इसमें है
सर्च कर सकते हैं सीडैक के क्वेश्चन के नीचे होगा और नीचे और वर्कआउट प्लान फॉर reluctant to use it. Reluctant. नहीं हो जाएगा आएगा we'll wait.
Ma'am, am I audible now?
Yeah, yes.
So ma'am, the last question that we had was, what is the size of the team that is managing the system currently?
Yes, it is good.
Yeah, actually, we have already a system integrator, MPSCDC. We have already sir also mentioned in the presentation, and they are taking care of all the CCTNS application and the portals and application based on it.
Right. So I think, ma'am, we have covered most of the questions that we have. So I will request our director, Mr. Rajneesh Kumar, to please take over and say a few words before we close the session.
Thank you, Pooja. Sir, it's been enlightening, sir. I had never known that such a thing existed in the police system. And it is one of, as you gave the example of GRP, that is really a problem because even I faced 2-3 thefts in my during my life in railway journey, and we almost could not file an FIR. So really kudos to the MP police, sir, for this excellent initiative. And I'm sure all the states and UTs will also understand and realize the potential of such apps. Thank you, ma'am, and thank you, sir. And I'm sure we'll have many more Digital India dialogues where you can even present better things about investigation and use of IT in police, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Rajneesh sir. My presentation is there. If anybody wants, we will share it with you, and you can share with anyone who wants. And we are working on a few more projects of similar nature. And thank you for the thanks to the Ministry of Information and Technology and Electronics for acknowledging our effort. Thank you so much.
And sir, just on a lighter note, sir, आजकल जितनी पिक्चरें वेब सीरीज बनती हैं, उसमें पुलिस को खूब हाईटेक दिखाते हैं. तो सर आपने वाकई उसको उस लेवल पे ले आए हैं सर.
चलिए, थैंक यू. हाँ, वो इसको देखिए 4 वॉल्स से निकालना बहुत जरूरी था. CCTNS एक डिंगी से रूम में एक आदमी रात भर एंट्री करता रहता है, बस वही था आज तक CCTNS का. जबकि देखिए क्या डेटा जिसके पास रहेगा उसके पास इंफॉर्मेशन रहेगी और वो रूल करेगा. हमने इसको निकाल करके रोड पे ले आए हैं. अभी हम स्मार्टफोन्स पे भी इसको ला रहे हैं, इसके डेटा को, जो रोड पे चेक करने वाला. आपने दिल्ली में चलते हुए चेक किया होगा, आपको आज तक समझ नहीं आया होगा कि वो चेक क्या करते हैं. वो बैरिकेड लगा देते हैं जिग जैग, पूरी ट्रैफिक जाम हो जाती है, चेक क्या करते हैं. तो हमें पता है कि वो जो है बहुत ज्यादा वो एक साइकोलॉजिकल चेकिंग है, वो चेकिंग ढंग की है नहीं. हम इस चेकिंग को इतना एडवांस कर देंगे उस चेकिंग को कि किसी व्यक्ति को देखते या किसी व्हीकल को देखते ही उसको QR कोड स्कैनर टाइप का उसको पूरा उसका डिटेल आ जाएगा कि क्या उसके कोई क्रिमिनल फुटप्रिंट्स हैं, क्या इस व्हीकल का कोई क्रिमिनल फुटप्रिंट है, क्या यही व्यक्ति इस व्हीकल का ऑनर है, या यही नंबर प्लेट इस व्हीकल का है. ये सारी चीजें ऑन द गो हम ट्रांसपोर्ट डिपार्टमेंट और इन सबके डेटाबेस से लेंगे. हम इसको फ्यूचर में इसको प्रेजेंट करेंगे, आप अगर मौका देंगे तो. थैंक यू.
जरूर सर, जरूर. दैट विल बी वंडरफul सर. थैंक यू वेरी मच सर. थैंक यू.
Thanks.
Thank you, Rajneesh sir. Thank you, Chanchal Shekhar sir. Thank you, Pranjali ma'am. Before we close this session, I would just like to announce for the benefit of everyone that this program has also gone live on YouTube stream on the Digital India channel. So the recording can be viewed there. We will also be sharing our LMS link with all the participants. So the recording and the PowerPoint presentation will also be available there for everyone who has attended the session. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
Have a good day.